Hey, what's up, guys? You ever see any of those, signs you see sometimes in big cities that say things like, see something, say something? Um, you know, uh, I remember when I think it was in Quebec City, it said like, I don't know, voir quelque chose, dit quelque chose, something like that, right? Which is a direct translation of that. Well, when I see something that happens that's a little bit strange, I'm going to tell you about it, and I'll tell you about it as soon afterwards as I possibly can. Now, I'm going to put this one up after the game is uploaded that I'm talking about, so I don't spoil anything for you. But we really need to talk about this computer manager decision. Now, I know that I just talked about this just the other day. We just had the same sort of thing happen, and it came up again. So in this one, we were going along with this game. It took me a while to figure out who I wanted the Pirates, who I wanted to start for the Pirates, and I'll show you why. Look at the pitchers, and you have a whole ton of guys to choose from. I could have chosen Tiny Bonham again, who had already pitched 2 games, including 1 complete game. I thought, nah, I could go for him, but I'd really like to go for Rip Sewell again. Rip Sewell had also had 2 starts so far, had pitched fairly well in the first one, and I thought he's not going to be around necessarily that much longer. Let's go see what he can do in this game. So we put Sewell in this game, right? And this is already going to spoil this for us. We're going to look here at the box score. Take a look at how he did. So Sewell pitched excellently, right? He pitched 6 innings. He gave up 2 runs, both of them earned, 1 walk, 5 hits, and struck out 1. He threw only 66 pitches because he had the Reds swinging at the first ball like every single time up, right? Why in the world does the computer manager take him out? I mean, what do you think? Do you have an answer for the question? Let's go look at the game log. Let's see what the situation was like, right? So Sewell comes up here, top of the 7th inning. It's a 2-1 ball game, but it's the top of the 7th inning, right? So first the computer has Johnny Hop trying to bunt to first base, and he pops it up instead. Why is Johnny Hop trying to bunt? What kind of an idiot decision is that, right? I mean, we can go look at the batting lineup. We can show everybody, right? Let's go take a quick look here at not Les Fleming, but at Johnny Hop, right? What is his bunt rating? Okay, so he has an excellent rating for bunt for a hit. So maybe we can see it happening, but still, in a 1-run ball game in the top of the 7th inning, I've got to question that decision. Why are you doing that, especially since you have a 10-game winning streak? I mean, let him swing away. But then the biggest question is, why are you taking out Sewell? Rip Sewell has pitched an excellent game. We're in 1949, so we don't have the closer and all the other fancy stuff that we have these days. The question is, why is it that you take him out? I mean, why do you take him out? Would this happen in 1949? I really, really doubt it. Apologies for that. I don't think this would actually happen in 1949. I don't think you would see a guy who has come up there and who's thrown 6 innings and who's basically shut down the Reds be taken out for a pinch hitter in the top of the 7th inning because of some strange reason. I know that Fitzgerald got the hit, right, but it didn't do anything. June had struck out, and then Westlake grounded out, and you can just forget about it. The Pirates did have another opportunity to score here with Castiglione on. They didn't do anything with it. In the 9th inning, nothing happened either, and they just sort of went down quietly. Right. But I mean, that's fine. If they win or they lose, whatever. They lost this game. They probably would have lost it anyway. But my problem here is he only threw 66 pitches. 46 of them were for strikes. He was throwing excellently. Why does he come out of this game? Why does the computer manager decide to take him out? It doesn't make any sense at all. This is the problem. This is the problem with this game. You can't prevent it from happening. Now, I've said this before. I could take control of both teams, right? But there's a problem. I play to win, and I want the home team to win. So I'm not going to allow myself to do base running decisions for both teams. That would be awful because I would make poor decisions so that the home team would win and the visiting team would lose, right? Because I'm coaching the home team. I want to win. If I were to do roster decisions, I would probably decide, well, I'm not going to take Sewell out, but maybe later on in the game when I do take him out, instead of putting in Fitzgerald to hit for him, I'm going to put in, I don't know, who do they have? Like I'll put in this Jack Cassini and say, good luck with this guy, right? Who never got any base hits and he never even got any at-bats, right? I mean, did he even have a plate appearance? He didn't have a plate appearance, right? I mean, but you can still use him as a pinch hitter, right? Pinch runner, I guess, is what he's supposed to be, right? So, but, that's the problem, right? I don't want to be in charge of the rosters of both teams because then I feel like I'm sort of playing against myself. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing that, right? But games in which you're going to play solo and it's designed for that are games that are specifically designed so you can play solo. They will have mechanisms in place to allow for things like stolen base systems, and other things that are important, or they won't have all of these different fielding options that actually make a huge difference in the game. You know what I'm saying? This is a problem. I need to be able, when the computer wants to pinch hit for Sewell, to take a look at it and say, I don't think so, because he's thrown only 66 pitches. This is not an accurate, realistic move. Rip Sewell should have thrown a complete game, right? If he lost, right? But he should have stayed in. There's no reason to take him out. Taking him out did nothing. It didn't help the Pirates' cause at all. Yeah, it was an absolute bonehead move. And this is the thing, right? The reason why I say, if you see something, say something, is that every single time I see this sort of thing happen, I'm going to stop. I'm going to report on it. I'm going to write about it. I'm going to create videos about it. I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to tell you what I think. I know, as well as the rest of you know, that Diamond Mine Baseball at this point is as good as like abandonware, right? I know that they will make marginal improvements to the game to keep up with whatever rule changes Major League Baseball's rolled out so that the draft leagues can keep up with it. I know that they're going to keep coming out slowly with these past season discs, but these important changes that need to be made to the game to make it more realistic are never going to happen, right? We know that it's never going to happen because there's no way that Dayne Meyers is going to put the money and the resources into this game to make it better and to make it more attractive for people. I know that, but I'm going to tell you about this anyway every single time I see it, because I want to make sure that when people are interested in this game and are asking themselves, hey, should I do a replay with Diamond Mine Baseball? Is it worth it or not? I want to make sure that you know what you're getting into. If you're using a season in the 80s, even a season in the 70s, the 70s are kind of questionable. If you're using anything from the 80s on up, you should be fine because the computer will manage the way that the game was played in that era. If you're using anything after like 1997, you're going to be perfectly fine. You're not even going to notice the difference. You're going to think that this is the most accurate game of all time. But when you go to the 40s or the 30s or the 20s and you start playing with these seasons, you're going to notice these things. And somebody needs to say something. If you go to the official message board and you talk about this, you might get some people who are, a little bit sympathetic, but it's not going to stay up for long. If you go to the fans board and talk about this, again, you'll see some people who are sympathetic, but your post will be buried under other people, or you'll wind up with people saying, oh, well, you should be playing, 10 autoplay versions of every season, and that will show you that, in the long run, blah, blah, blah. We don't care about that, right? We care about the story. We care about the immersion, and it breaks the immersion to have Rip Sewell get in there, throw an excellent game, and then come out for a pinch hitter for absolutely no reason for something that was not strategic and never would have happened in real life. So there's my rant on the situation. I'm not necessarily angry about this, but I'm upset enough about this to want to make a video and to want to talk with you about it. This is not necessarily a warning against Diamond Mine Baseball, because the truth is that other games that also have computer manager systems have the same problem. But we'll go through that as time goes on. We'll take a closer look at that and see what happens. Really, kind of the point here, and one of the real lessons I want to sort of drill home, is that if you're playing APBA or Strat-O-Matic or Skeetersoft or, a game like that that's more dice-based, replay baseball, something like that, where you're controlling both teams, the honest truth is that you're probably going to have a better and a more enjoyable experience than where you're worrying about the computer manager and worrying about all this crap, right? Even with the pitch-by-pitch mode and even with all the other fancy stuff, this stuff can really aggravate you because it's not true to life, it's not realistic, and you can't do anything about it. Anyway, that's it from me. I will talk to you later. Bye.